This is Evans Ifeanyi. A teacher of raising godly children. God has already sanctified your children from womb for his purpose, not for your own purpose. Jesus died for your children. Jesus was resurrected for your children. Favor has an atmosphere, and one of the atmosphere that brings favor is joy. So the absence of joy in your life as a parent or as a guidance crush the spirit, but the presence of joy as a parent or as a guidance brings blessing, brings favor. Joy is an invisible substance that produces the visible. You don't see joy with your physical eyes. You see the attribute, you see the effect, you see what they produce.
Hello, I'm here live with Evangelist Paul Ebede on parenting, and I want you to listen what he has to tell us today. Sir, I've looked at the life of your children and they grow so much. I want you to tell us, how were you able to develop good morals in the life of your children? What were the strategies you use so that other parents can learn to build morals in the life of your children?
If you see, I don't understand the fault because one, if you are going to church, the child understand that my father valued the church. You place it a value, He knows the value you place on God, not even church, they say, because this church thing is different from God. Because you can take your child to the church and yet he doesn't know God. But they start seeing that you talk God. Your talking, your actions and other behavior and belief. They see children observe, and I told you they observe you. They observe you that this is your value, and you speak it and declare it, and they know that it's your value, and they will fall in line. And most of the time they hear me talk about it because I do tell them clearly, I won't beg God for a child if he doesn't give me the good one. That's why prior to time I tell God, if I want a child, it should be good, so that I can manage them and not necessarily getting any child. So I don't need any child, and I do tell them, I do tell my children, I don't need any child. If you know you're my child, you must behave and turn into good, because that is what I need. And this way you can become good. So, and one thing is that because we started reading on time, they know the books I read. They know my area, some values area. So we all became, I read book and give them, and they know that the book we need that will make you better, make you grow, and so they follow those books as they go to church also to hear, because church is a major area when they hear. When they hear, we come analyze our hearing. All of us are talking and hearing and looking at it. So those things, they grew with that, and so it helped them much. So that if you don't, if you leave, like I said, if you leave them, say they don't know anything, they can take decision on their own when they don't know what to choose. You start choosing for them and tell them they don't know. And then as you choose for them, later on they now understand that your choice is positive. And then they can pick it up. You still tell them the opposite of what you are choosing. So the consequences of those things. And if they see it, and analyze it, they will see the difference and make themselves ready for your type of life if it is useful. And that is what it is.
Thank you so much, sir. I also have another question to ask you. In this our society, in this our locality, there are some certain things you can stop. You can't stop them from going to school. You can't stop them from going outside. Definitely when they go out to school, they will see people. Now, what were the challenges you experienced in raising up your children? Having been that not everybody believed and not everybody read the book you read. So what were the challenges you faced while they were growing up with you?
You see, it's obvious that you will face challenges anyway. But the most advantage maybe I have is especially on the guests now. They were lucky, all of them anyway, because even with my son, I was not just allowing you to go. I am a teacher. I started teaching even when I have no school. I was more of Ben's teacher than the teachers. It's very, because most of the coursework we do it first before they even the school. So it is when we finish, we will now tell him go to the class to go. And so before the school was born, through him also the school was born. And the guests now were in my school. Those ones grew from the school, so they know so I was the home, I was in the school. So the effect on that increased their directions also. But only Ben is the one I was in school. But when they went to secondary school, they went to host the first, stay a while before they came back. Still they understand. We just grew that way. They know that what this man wants, because they know that when I want it, I want it.
Wow, I like that.
And they know, because I don't give you chance to choose for me. That's the truth. You don't choose for me.
So parents should not give their children a chance to choose for them.
How can you, if a child have no knowledge of what to choose, you not give him the chance? Because I heard those statements that a child said he doesn't want to go to school. A child said. You have given authority to the child, and so if the child starts handling that authority and you want to take it away from him, it's not possible. When he grew, he was younger, you gave him power, and now he grows, you are now taking the power. It becomes a problem. But when he knows he has no power in your house, and you have the authority in your house, he will now walk in your authority. And when he grows, he can have his own. Then if your authority is now good for him to tailor, and has mastered his system, he might not bother changing it because it has mastered him and it's good for him, or her. And then they will now stay holding on that, because seeing that it has started affecting them, that anywhere they go, somehow they are celebrated because of what they have from you. They would want to thank God that they have you.
Yes.
And so then keep that.
Yes.
That is the thing.
Wow. Yeah. I love that. So I have another question to ask you. I've come to find out that your son is doing extremely well in business. He is the founder of Rock Domain, and he's doing well and managing different schools in different locations. And I want to ask, a situation whereby some young parents are listening to us and they don't have any inheritance from their parents to look like your son. In that aspect, what advice do you have for such parents?
The parents or the children?
The future parents or the children.
You see, the reality is that it depends on what like I said, my family, they are trained, and the concept of their life is what we do. It will become our culture, because they know that I didn't have anybody that guided me, and I became a farmer. So my understanding and books, study, I discovered that business would be better for you because it gives you freedom. The freedom cannot be overrated. So everybody should think of business. So what is business? Ability to solve the problem by survival. Simple. That is business. Ability to solve, understand the problem and solve it. So once you are able to solve a problem, the business is created. So you start looking for a problem around. In Nigeria, they don't look far, because almost everywhere is problem. So you now know that Nigeria is a potential place for business.
I like that.
That is the truth. So when they say there's unemployment in Nigeria, it's a deception. Because how can there be unemployment when every area there is problem? You solve one and create a job. Once you are able to solve one problem, you create the job. So people should be taught that truth. Because what the problem is that the school system have no enough resources to do that. Or the system have not provided a curriculum that could help children to be free, but rather they have enslaved them, because the school system was built to replace the slave trade. And that is the truth. And so the curriculum was just patterned so that you can serve without question. You will be willing to be a slave. You know, when the slave trade was abolished, they created this system to make you a willing slave. So when you finish, you want to serve, you want somebody to carry you. And that is, and presently is saturated. And now people still want to serve even when the jobs are not there. So that is why many people waited years without job and they were waiting. But presently, because they have seen that there is no job, they have now believed that there's no job now, that people start thinking before they could graduate, or some people start looking for alternative things to do. And you discover that very soon it will be a revolution that many people will create many things because they have now started waking up. Many that woke up. And those who are still foolish thinking that there's a job somewhere might come out and get disappointed. But my children now know we started talking it. You know, because they see me go to seminars, especially talk to the youth, talk to people, bring books around that tells them how to start a business, how to build small or any business. They now know that, and so everyone thinks business. You know, so that is what happened. Why they were fortunate enough to start something. And only parents, you have what you are doing. That you create something you are doing. Though it's not a big one or small. That thing must grow.
Yes.
And so as it grows, your child will fall in. And then it will become a larger business. But if you don't create one, maybe you are working and you don't want to create. The problem is that you can't pass it on because you can't pass it on your job.
Yes.
So start looking for a business so that your children can have a good land, and have a leverage to stand on and grow, which will help them better so that we can have a better society. So that is all of that.
I have the last question. I've asked you the question before, so I want you to say so that the audience will learn. A situation whereby a family gave birth to a child that is dead, that has one sickness on the other. Because the Bible says that every good and perfect will come from the Lord. That child that is dead, blind, could it be that is God that gave them such child? What is actually wrong in that scenario?
You see, some people just ascribe everything to God. On earth here, God is not a child.
No.
Man was given the authority over the earth. That is the truth. God created Adam and handed over authority to him, but Adam blew the authority and handed it to the devil. So every human being becomes the son of the devil by nature. That is why Christ came to rebut us. So that means if you are very good now, you think you are good, you are going to heaven. No, you won't go, because your nature and your father is the devil. But the only way you can escape is that you are reborn by the new creation, Jesus, who will now recreate you. That is why everything that happened to the earth is not God doing it. It's the devil that brings those things around. It's not God orchestrating. The devil has infiltrated the work of God. That is why you see many of those things. If not God, all that God did is perfect. And everything he does is perfect. But man has allowed the devil to reign coming. And so that is what has caused our problem, which we can be able to change if we believe in God and reform, and then start taking the authority that Christ has restored back to us. That is it.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I want you to say last word to the audience, the last word to the parents and future parents listening to us out there. Your last advice to them.
What I do and what I pray is, one, if you're a parent, produce the children you are able to care for, so that it won't be a burden to you, and the children will not regret also having you as a father. Because if you don't provide for them, they regret. And if there are too many, you are regretting. So all of you are regretting. The children are regretting, you are regretting. And so the purpose of the children is no longer, a glory, because you are now crying and maybe cost themselves. And they are also, some of them will be so, obstinate and cost you because you couldn't provide for them. So if we can start having few children so that we can manage them, not only few children now, having a reservoir. If you can take care of 3 children, why not produce 2? and give a chance to somebody.
Wow, I love that.
And give a chance, one chance for your brother, because sometimes, suppose your brother died, and you have more than you can care, far more than you can care. Where is the place of your brother's children? No, none at all. Then you will be willing to help, but have no ability, and they will see you as a wicked man.
Yes.
But if you have created a chance, if anything happens, you have a chance, and then they will see that their uncle is a good person. And all those things should be provided and planned for, so that when you are carrying your children, you have enough to take care of your children, and you have reserve. So that reserve can be given to one person anyway, even if you are not too big. But if you do that, it helps you. You see, you discover that the chance, you become bigger because you are convenient, and then you become bigger and can take care of more. Not even that one you reserve. But if they are more, you see that you don't become bigger. The children cripple you, and before you could, some people, parents died pursuing and struggling to fend for that number that is above them, and eventually will not finish their work before their death. And that will really create, the children now becomes more nuisance to the society, and a cost around children. It becomes a cost instead of a good. So those are the things we should understand and apply. If we do that, our lives will be so simple and glorious. And we'll just be happy that we have parents, that we have children, and the children will be happy that we have good parents, and life will be easy and wonderful. That is what it is. Because the major problem of the northern Nigeria is overbloating. They have created children that they can't care for, and those children are now troubling everybody. So, but those who care for their children, they won't have time to trouble anybody. They will be creating solutions. Yes. And so that is why it is necessary for us to think that way, and at least from now on solve the problem, so that we can have a better society. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Fine, in case you don't know, this is the Honorable Evangelist Mr. Paul Ebede. He is the founder of Knowledge Island Group of School, and his son is the founder of Rock Domain. So we really had a nice time with him today. Thank you. God bless you.
I know you are blessed on today's message. To join our partners around the world to transform the life of a child, or to share your testimonies, kindly send us a message on WhatsApp 081 6089 5042, or visit our website Raising Godly Children Foundation for more information.